Namaste, angels. I'm here to do the daily reading for Tuesday, May 16th. And right now it is May 14th, Mother's Day at 10:08 p.m. Nothing special about that time that I can think of right now, but I'm just mentioning it because it seems Mary is allowing me to get back to work. I guess she said the holiday's over, you can work again now. So I'm doing this reading. It has been a tremendously blessed Mother's Day for me. I hope it's been the same for the rest of you. I didn't open my mail yesterday. I started opening it this afternoon. I had my invitation to my graduation, in the mail. I got a new bracelet in the mail. I normally don't order any jewelry through the mail, Amazon or anything like that. I buy all my jewelry, or pretty much either from this one jeweler down on Broadway in Manhattan, or from the place where I get the gemstones. She also has like very unique, one of a kind, often jewelry, gold jewelry, all that stuff. But this one I took a chance and I ordered it. It's a carnelian bracelet with a silver tree of life charm. So that came in the mail. I also bought an anklet that looks like tree branch. The way the twine is, it looks like branches, and it's like all pinkish and orangish and reddish carnelian, all over the place. Very, very pretty. So those were two of my blessings. I'm counting them all. Y'all might say like that's not that big of a deal, but to me, I'm counting my blessings. So the graduation thing, my bracelets. Oh, I got the paperwork on two of my most recent copyrights. So protecting that which I've created. I applied for two copyrights, and the government has begun to work on them, and now they've sent me sort of like the receipts to that effect, the documents that come ahead of the actual copyright itself. So I got that. I got a trademark certificate for my most recent trademark. Apparently they officially registered it on May 9th, so it wasn't just Ghostface Killer's birthday. It was also the day that, my trademark got processed, and so I got that in the mail. So a lot of blessings. My kids took me out. They paid. They've gone on dates with me before, but I think I remember paying usually. They paid for dinner. It's been a really, really nice Mother's Day. Okay, with that, again, I hope that you guys had similar experiences, and I will go into the day's events. In the year 1920, Joan of Arc, whose real name was Jeanne d'Arc, Jeanned', is canonized a saint. 1929, the first Academy Awards, Wings, stars Emil Jannings and Janet Gaynor, win. 1943, Operation Chastise, Number 617 Squadron RAF begins the famous Dam Busters raid, bombing the Moan and Eder dams in the Ruhr Valley with bouncing bombs. 1944, the first of 180,000 plus Hungarian Jews reach Auschwitz. 2013, human stem cells are successfully cloned. Did you know George A. Hormel and Company introduces Spam on this day, May 16th, in the year 1891. Famous birthdays: H. H. Holmes, Henry Fonda, Liberace, Pierce Brosnan, Janet Jackson, and Megan Fox. Famous weddings: 1770, Marie Antoinette, 14, marries future King Louis the 16th, who was 15 at the time. He was of France. 1836, or 99, U.S. writer Edgar Allan Poe, who was 26, marries his 13-year-old cousin, Virginia Clem. So he was exactly twice her age and her cousin. 1880, British writer Mary Ann Evans, whose pen name was George Eliot, aged 60, marries John Cross, 20 years her junior. So one of the old school cougars. The year 1880 that happened. 1981, Pretenders Martin Chambers weds Tracy Atkinson. 1987, rocker David Crosby weds Jan Dance in L.A. Famous divorces: 2008, 24 actor Kiefer Sutherland 37. Divorces former model Elizabeth Kelly Wynn, 42, due to irreconcilable differences after nearly 8 years of marriage. Famous deaths: Charles Perrault, Margaret Hamilton, and Jim Henson. Jim Henson was American and a Muppeteer, creator of the Muppets. He was born on September 24th in 1936 and was a Libra from Greenville, Mississippi, USA. He died on May 16th in 1990 at the age of 53 of bacterial pneumonia. Margaret Hamilton was also American. She was an actress best known for her portrayal of the Wicked Witch of the West in the Metro-Goldwyn-Mayer's classic film, The Wizard of Oz. The Wicked Witch of the West was eventually ranked number 4 in the American Film Institute's 2003 list of the 50 best movie villains of all time, making her the top-ranking female villain. Charles Perrault was French and a fairy tale writer. He laid the foundations for a new literary genre, the fairy tale, with his works derived from pre-existing folk tales. The best known of his tales include Le Petit Chaperon Rouge, or Little Red Riding Hood, Cendrillon, or Cinderella, Le Chat Bot, or Puss in Boots, and Le Belle au Bois Dormant, the Sleeping Beauty. Also, La Barbe Bleue, Bluebird. Many of his stories, which were rewritten by the Brothers Grimm, continue to be printed and have been adapted to opera, ballet, and such as Tchaikovsky's The Sleeping Beauty Theater and film, Disney. Born January 12, 1628, he was a Capricorn from Paris, France. He died on May 16th in 1703 at the age of 75. Megan Fox was American and an actress. She's considered one of the modern female sex symbols. Appeared in magazines such as Maxim, Rolling Stone, and FHM. She is best known for her role as Michaela Baines, the love interest of Shia LaBeouf's character in the blockbuster film Transformers. She was born on May 16th in 1986 and is 30 years old, a Taurus from Oak Ridge, Tennessee, USA. Janet Jackson is American and a singer. The youngest of the 10 Jackson children, Janet Jackson began performing with her siblings from the age of 7. She split from her family musically to record her successful album Control in 1986. Known for her mix of musical styles including funk, rhythm and blues, and disco, and her choreography and videos, Jackson is one of the best ever selling female artists. She achieved notoriety in 2004 during a wardrobe malfunction during a Super Bowl performance. She was born on May 16th in 1966 and is 50 years old, a Taurus from Gary, Indiana, USA. She's also an actress. I don't know why they didn't have that listed. It's not just like every now and then. She was acting since she was a child. She was Penny on Good Times, which is a good 20, 30 years old, I think closer to 30. She was on Different Strokes. She was in several movies. Most recently, for Colored Girls, I think. But, you know, she's never stopped acting or singing. So they didn't do her right. But they often do that to people. Anyway, moving on. Pierce Brosnan is Irish and an actor. He rose to popularity in the television series Remington Steele from 1982 through 1987. Also appeared in films such as The Fourth Protocol and Mrs. Doubtfire in 1995. He became the 5th actor to portray secret agent James Bond in the Eon production film series, starring in 4 films between 1995 and 2002. He was born on May 16th in 1953 and is 63 years old, a Taurus from Drogheda, Ireland, or Drogheda maybe, Drogheda. Liberace, whose full name was Wadziu Valentino Liberace. That first name is spelled Wadziu. He was American and a pianist, reputedly the highest paid entertainer in the world from the 1950s through 70s. He embraced a flamboyant lifestyle both on and off stage, but continued his whole life. They don't have this here, but I can tell you, that he was not homosexual. I mean, I'm not saying that he absolutely was, but it seemed that he was, and that he was way out of the closet, whether or not he wanted to admit it. As a matter of fact, I just scrolled down, and I never do this. They have a quote here from him. "I'm not gay," insists fruit-flavored mincing Liberace. Entertainer Liberace died on this day, going to his grave insisting that he was not gay, but his death from AIDS told a different story. February 4th, 1987. Well, I don't like the way they worded that either, because just because he had AIDS doesn't mean he was gay. But I believe he was, and I think it's a shame that he had to go to his grave like that, especially proclaiming it as such like a horrible thing. Like, I'm not, because it's, gross. Didn't sit well with me. But anyway, not my business. Moving on. He was born on May 16th in the year 1919, which is 11, and was a tourist from West Allis, Wisconsin, USA. He died on February 4th in 1987 at the age of 67 of AIDS-related illness. Henry Fonda was American and an actor famous for The Grapes of Wrath, 12 Angry Men, and On Golden Pond. He was born on May 16th in the year 1905 and was a tourist from Grand Island, Nebraska, USA. He died on August 12th in 1982 at the age of 77. Cause of death was heart disease. Lastly, H. Holmes. Full name was Herman Webster Mudgett, or Mudgett, Mudgett. He was American and a serial killer, America's very first serial killer. He was born on May 16th in the year 1861, which is 88, and was a tourist from Gilmanton, New Hampshire, USA. He died on May 7th in 1896 at the age of 34 of execution by hanging, and he was the last. I'm going to the dice. I'm beginning with yes, sex, and eat cake. Oh boy. Spirit says stay in bed. Party. And no. Going to the cards, rather, although I saw several beauties, including the Two of Water, the Two of Fire. I'm beginning with the Four of Water. Things not turning out the way you'd hoped, not seeing the positive of a situation, and crying over spilled milk. Opening to the Knight of Water, who's emotional, romantic, enthusiastic, and contemplative. Also a Scorpio, Pisces, or Cancer. Falling in love or wedding proposals, the need to balance emotions, and an invitation to a social event. Five of Water back. Open into the Chariot, who's a Cancer, Pisces, or Scorpio, or somebody taking on those traits. Also about movement, moving, transportation, modes of transportations, plane, trains, automobiles, travel, and important achievements. Yes, victory as well, self-discipline and willpower, and also public recognition. So maybe it's a small victory. That's why you have the Five of Water opposite the Chariot. You're not satisfied with the victory. You were going bigger. It didn't turn out the way you'd hoped. So you're, you're not counting all your blessings. You're not counting, and you're not recognizing how important the victory is, and maybe perhaps how important you are. Anyway, opening to the world with Archangel Michael. A job well done, joy, contentment, and gratitude. The path toward enlightenment. The world's all about having made it through a long, trying process or situation, circumstance. Chariot back. I'll go one more. It's the Four of Fire. Contentment, peace, and abundance. A happy home life and the successful completion of a project. This is here opposite the Chariot, so I'd say some are moving, okay, or have moved. Maybe you're not happy. You're happy that you moved, but you're not as happy as you would have been perhaps if you'd moved somewhere more grand. You got a small house, you wanted a big house, you got an apartment, you wanted a house. You have to have a roommate. You want it to be by yourself. Like that kind of thing. Like it's a victory, but you're not quite satisfied. for a fire back. For others, this is about moving further into a commitment of some sort, or moving closer toward marriage, maybe closer to your wedding date. And maybe things aren't, the wedding isn't being planned as grand as you would have hoped, but you're still getting married. You got to, again, count your blessings. The overall energy is the King of Water, who's trustworthy, compassionate, respected, and cultured, and a Pisces, Scorpio, or Cancer, or somebody taking on those traits or behaviors. Open your heart and mind to those around you. Trustworthy and heartfelt advice and charity work, which in my opinion is love. This is another card of movement or travel or perhaps moving. Things are looking up. It's the end of a difficult situation. You may even be taking a trip. This can be moving on from something. Let's see what else we get. Surrounded by the Knight of Fire, who's passionate, adventurous, self-assured, and restless. A sudden event that needs immediate attention. Time is of the essence. Think things through carefully. This is the Knight in shining armor, ready to come to your rescue. In the masculine subconscious, it's the High Priestess with Archangel Haniel. Listen to your intuition. Have patience and consider carefully what you want before acting. The High Priestess also keeps things quite a bit to herself. So this may be what the masculine is here contemplating, like real G's move in silence. He's got a plan moving forward, or maybe even saving the day, but he's not going to tell everybody the details of those plans. He's going to listen carefully to his intuition and, plan his steps accordingly. Feminine. The Nine of Fire. Don't give up. Protect that which you've created. Like I was doing, or just discussed doing at the start of this video with my copyrights and my trademarks and stuff. Have courage and believe in yourself. Surrounded by the Ten of Water, a contented and rewarding family life. Your emotional and material needs are met, and you have trustworthy relationships. This can be some of the energy from today. This can be like I surrounded myself with family. I'm sure many of you did too, with it being Mother's Day. It can be that. And perhaps similar energy coming up for us on Tuesday, or remaining with us throughout the beginning of the week. Just, getting along well with family, being close to family. This can also have something to do specifically with children or a child in particular. In the feminine subconscious, it's the Knight of Air, who's intelligent, decisive, idealistic, and tireless. Events that occur with great speed. Take time to carefully review your options so you can come up with creative solutions. Well, like the High Priestess, which it mirrors here, sits across from, this Knight of Air can be a Gemini, Aquarius, or Libra. Crowning is the Page of Earth, who's scholarly, dependable, patient, and successful. Good news about financial matters, wanting to do something more challenging, and maybe even a new area of study. This can be for the masculine, moving forward with plans to go to school, and to maybe learn a vocation, get a certification toward protecting something that he's created. He could be taking this whole first, top row, just going straight across here with his movement from his Six of Air. At the root, the Three of Water, a celebration, wedding, graduation, or birth announcement. The need to have more fun. I'm feeling the need to have more fun, perhaps to get out, maybe again with children and or family. At the heart of the matter, the Two of Fire. You've come into your own new partnerships or contracts. Continue to move forward. So again, first of all, we have an 11-11 here. But again, this can be moving forward in a relationship. even to the extent of marriage or moving in or having purchased a new home or rented a new apartment on either side, and maybe inviting the other to join to move in. Maybe they're going to officially move in. You both signed the lease, and that's what this contract is. This contract can also be something having to do with business. It doesn't have to be romantic, and that can be why the page of earth sits atop it, to let us know that abundance is going to be coming in a financial, monetary or material sense as well, resulting from this. That's certainly cause for celebration. The two people coming together in a romantic way, in a family way, is also a cause for celebration. Some of us may be having a baby, or finding out through news of a pregnancy. Maybe that's the thing that the Knight of Fire has to run toward, and he's doing that. Again, the High Priestess, keeping things to herself. I don't feel her. I feel this with this placement, particularly here in the masculine subconscious. This is about planning things but keeping them, close to his cuff, as they say. This Knight of Air can be the feminine, maybe not knowing how to react to the masculine not being as forthcoming as she would like about some of the things, and she can't see everything and she doesn't know everything. So maybe she's in her mind, she's beginning to get confused or paranoid, because this Knight of Air can be that sort of reckless and chaotic and confusing energy. The next card is Upright. Why don't we take it to see what other meanings there could be for this Three of Water? And it's the Eight of Water. A desire to move on, the search for something more meaningful and spiritual and emotional growth. So again, this can be about moving in together, whether it's, personal, romantic, business, moving into a business venture. Again, it's resulting in something lucrative. The next card is upside down. I'm going to go on to the romance cards. Beginning, unfortunately, with codependency. Addictions are affecting your romantic life. And opening to free yourself. It's time to take back control of your life. So this can be why, like all this moving away sort of energy, why the Chariot came through before, why the Four of Fire came through before, and it seemed like maybe, trying to get away from something and someone and moving into your own place. Could be. Well, let's see what else we can find out. But having already seen codependency and free yourself, it's just that, like depending in an unhealthy way upon a person, place, or thing from which you need to disconnect. It's toxic for you. Opening to new love. A new person has stirred your romantic feelings. Codependency. And make the effort. Great love is worth taking the steps you're guided to take. Codependency. Honeymoon. Enjoy the bliss of holiday time together. This 8 and 3 made an 11 too, by the way. The 8 and 3 of water is like an ace of water. And celebrating this new start. This moving forward, moving on, moving up, maybe an ascension. That may be how we were able to get here. To the point of, coming together to the extent that we were able to enter some sort of partnership, contract maybe, even something legal possibly. Honeymoon. One more. Calling in your soulmate. Your prayers, affirmations, and visualizations help bring you together. Honeymoon is back. Overall, nope, not overall, but to what I've come so far is passion. Allow your heart and soul to sing with joy. I'm going to give it one last shuffle. Then the overall. Overall energy is love yourself first. Your self-respect makes you more romantically attractive. That was really random what I just did. I just took them out of any order, put these first. Let's see what we got. Here, top the 10 of water. Heart-to-heart conversations. Honestly discuss your feelings with each other. So feminine, some of us may have to sit down with the family to have some sort of conversation, perhaps about this new business or romantic venture, contract, partnership into which we've entered. We've got to talk to our family or maybe our children about it. Atop the Knight of Air, we need to slow down. Okay, the Knight of Air again is reckless, chaotic, confusing. He wants to take off, sometimes without planning. It's time instead to think about a retreat, to slow down, where we can disconnect from the world and maybe be a little bit more methodical, like the High Priestess. At the root, atop this Eight of Water, the reason we are so desire to move on and move up and all that kind of stuff is because we deserve love and we are lovable. We're ready to go after it. Let's see what the Ascended Masters will add to this. Beginning with freedom. So this is definitely a theme today. Ooh, opening to peace offering, white buffalo calf woman. So this is about extending the olive branch to someone and like trying to reach out to restart, maybe reopen communications, conversations with them. And it can come from either side. I'm not sure which side. Also, of course, I have to mention every single time when I pull this card, people pass away. Peace offering. Opening to detach from drama, says Pallas Athena. So back to what I was saying about the codependency and the free yourself card that showed up before, that there's clearly something, people, place, or thing from which we need to detach ourselves because it is toxic to us. So here's Pallas Athena to confirm that. And it's opposite the peace offering. So in most cases, we're going to want to do that, I think, in as peaceful and compassionate a way as possible. Maybe through a heart-to-heart conversation, sitting down honestly, lovingly. Listen, I can't do this anymore. I have to break away from, whatever the situation is, or, whoever it involves. Detach from drama back. And opening to nurture yourself with Mother Mary. So this, when she comes through with this card and this energy, it's all about do you. That's what she's trying to say. Stop putting other people ahead of yourself. Only thing we should be putting ahead of ourselves, which really is not ahead of ourselves, is the universe, is God. And again, it's not really, when you put that first, it's to your benefit. It's to your credit. Nurture yourself back. And opening to father, husband, brother, son, and Osiris. This here opposite the nurture yourself. In some cases, this is specific to the masculine. Whereas this card normally means that we have a masculine energy with whom we need to heal a relationship. And it may even be our inner masculine, whether we're male, female, or identify as the divine masculine or the divine feminine. We all have both. But right now, I'm feeling that for a majority watching, listening, this is going to have to do specifically with the masculine. Although you can't really tell by looking at it, because he has beautiful cards here. He needs to, pay some attention to himself. And like prioritize himself, do some nurturing and some self-care. And what is this behind here that wants to be seen? I kept hearing like, look at me. It's positive change. Awesome. With Parvati. So masculine, I don't know what you guys like doing. Maybe go get your hair cut or twisted or get a tattoo or, something like that that makes you feel good, that's nurturing to you. That's like a replenishment to you. And Queen Oshun says, drink more water. The overall energy is follow your heart, says St. Francis. Here atop the heart-to-heart conversations and the Ten of Water, which again for me is representing family and or children. See the other person's point of view. This can be your child or the parent. This can be any person that you consider family, even if it's just a friend, that kind of really close friend relationship. And you guys need to sit down and discuss some things. Be considerate of their perspective as well when doing that. Atop the retreat and the night of air. The reason you need to take a break is to, think about this thing called life and the experiences that are lessons, and take the positive ones with you and be prepared at when you leave the retreat to leave anything negative and or toxic behind, not to bring that back with you in your suitcase. Here at the root, atop you deserve love. Horace says you are seeing this situation accurately. Lastly, some healing advice from the angel therapy cards. Begin with base chakra and opening to ear chakras. Notice messages that appear as sounds, music, words from both external sources and within your mind. These messages are real answers to your prayers. Base chakra, which is also called the root chakra, says choose only positive thoughts to describe your home, career, and finances, as your words determine your outcome. So when I began, I was talking about somebody possibly not being satisfied with the type of home they've gotten for themselves or something. Don't down talk your blessings, because you're putting that negativity back out into the universe. Ear chakras. Opening to heal away addictions. It's time to let go of behaviors that are blocking you from your heart's desire. Archangel Raphael is here to help you with this healing. And with that having been opposite ear chakras, maybe Archangel Raphael is opening up clairaudience for some of you. Opening to fairies. You have a strong bond with the fairies, and your life purpose involves helping Mother Nature. Ear chakras. And it's goddess. Express your divine feminine energy, embracing its magical intuition and nurturing qualities. Goddess now at the bottom. I'm going to cut. Archangel Michael, you're working very closely with this powerful archangel who's protecting and guiding you through this situation. Overall energy is vacuum away fear. Call upon Archangels Michael and Raphael to lift fear-based energy from you, your surroundings, this situation, and everyone involved. So we had already called on those two angels, or they were already present, and we're going to continue to work with them. All right, so from the healing angels to the masculine. Law of attraction. Relationships and activities that you once enjoyed are now changing as you become more sensitive and aware of energies. You are ascending. That's what's brought about some of these changes, even in the company you keep. The reason you can't have certain people around you, why you need to change your environment, why you want to move to a new place, why you want to travel and get some time away, or, move to a new location completely and where you don't know anybody maybe and start all over. The reason you want to do that is because, you've changed, you've ascended, and you no longer vibrate and align in the same way with the people that, in your past that they did. So you're moving on and you're calling in through the law of attraction people that do match your vibration. Feminine, shield yourself. Protect yourself from harsh fear-based energies by envisioning a cocoon of healing light surrounding you. This goes very well with the 9 of fire and the need to protect ourselves. We could be, it's I don't feel under severe attack with this. We haven't seen like the 5 of fire or even the 7 of fire. This is just be on guard, like don't put your guard down, but not overly paranoid. Just shield yourself. From the angels to the masculine, the 2 of earth, too much going on at once. The need to make a decision. Consider a more playful approach. So some of you actually do need to make a decision, and it will likely be something having to do with the earthly, as they say, the worldly, the material world being the 2 of earth. For others, this is about all work and no play makes Jack a very dull boy. You need to spend some time socializing as well. Maybe hang out with your buddies at the bar or something, beers, or watch the game, or I don't know. Something that could be part of nurturing yourself too. For others, you need to figure out how to sort of along the same lines, balance career and home life, especially if you've entered into a new partnership, whether that's a business partnership and you got to figure out how to balance your time in that regard, or it's a romantic partnership and you got to figure out how to balance your time in that regard, or it's both, and you got to stretch yourself between both things. That's what this is here for. So you've got the power of the high priestess, the intuition of the high priestess. She's also a Gemini, so she's very intellectual. She can have water in her chart. She can be a water sign, according to other practitioners of the tarot, too. So you have those traits on which to call as well. Pay very close attention to the messages the universe sends you in this regard in making your decision. Feminine, to you from the angels, the king of earth, who is generous, professional, responsible, and practical. A successful time. Confidently accept opportunities you're offered. You have the Midas touch. So like I said, many of us are getting all kinds of job offers, and, you could be getting things like credit offers. It could be a good time for you to apply for credit if you need some, maybe to make a purchase or something like that. Like the sun is shining on us. From the Ascended Masters, masculine, persistence. Whatever you're working on, keep pushing. Things are looking up. Don't forget. So don't let anything get you down. That, maybe again, your victory wasn't as large as you would have otherwise hoped or planned. Don't let anything get you down. You are on the right path. You're doing so well. We're so proud of you. Feminine, to go very nicely with the King of Earth, is the flow of prosperity and Lakshmi. So between being crowned by the Page of Earth and us getting this with our advice, the feminine doing very well at the beginning of the week. From the romance angels to the masculine, very soon. Clearly decide what you want so that it comes to you now. So this may be having something to do with the high priestess and whatever she is contemplating. Again, real G's move in silence. Maybe you got a proposal of some sort of entering this partnership. You haven't done it yet, but you're working on it. You're thinking about it. You're not going to tell anybody what you're doing, masculine. You're going to just clearly decide between this 2 of earth and this very soon card. You're going to make a decision, okay, on what it is you want and what it is you want to do and how you want to do it, and not share it, with too many people, if anybody, and just go for it, okay, so you can end up here. And don't let anything, again, get you down. Persist. You're on the right track, so what you bring towards you will also be right for you. It'll be in alignment with you. Feminine, lastly for us, reconciliation. Someone from your past is returning to your life. So I had also told you guys going into this week or coming into this week that I think beginning around the week of the full moon, and maybe even with that reading, I said, like people that are in separation now are going to be coming out, and people that are not in separation are going to be going into separation. And I've been getting, I obviously wasn't wishing anything on anybody, but I've been getting feedback from a lot of you that is in fact what is happening. And just very suddenly, very night of airish in some cases, where everything was fine and all of a sudden the masculine is MIA and you don't really understand why. Just know that it's not you. It's not your, it was in the air. And it was, part of the plan. We were shown Okay, through God's grace, we were shown that it was part of the plan, that it was to be expected, and so it's here. But we got so many other blessings to count right now, and soon enough, it'll be your turn again to reconcile. But for now, congratulations to others who are about to come into a reconciliation, who've already been on a break, already working on themselves, healing themselves, and are ready to come back together and give it another go as part of a partnership. I hope that you guys enjoyed the daily reading. Namaste, angels.